Alright, looks like everything's set, and portal rendering. Hey, Happy!
Hi, friend. Thanks for having me on, I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for agreeing to do this interdimensional interview with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, so my first question is, why did you decide to participate in this project with SoulCorp?
There were several reasons. The first of which was the promise of a better facial reconstruction. Me and my sister's faces were injured in a fire when we were young. I'm not comfortable showing it, and I wear this mask to cover the wounds for now. But soon, I won't need it. Joy won't either. The second reason is that I believe in the cause. Finding the limits of human compassion will prove most invaluable to the Codex. I believe in what Naomi is trying to accomplish, and wish to see this better world for myself.
So, what exactly is Naomi trying to accomplish?
Well, that's a hard question to answer. What department? Naomi has 3 main divisions and a few, subdivisions?
Yeah, but I mean, what is Naomi trying to accomplish as a whole?
Well, SoulCorp is trying to develop products that will make life easier for all of humankind. Some of the products may seem odd at first, but make a big difference when applied. For instance, my face was healed up a lot using the face cream.
So is this the goal of Naomi as a whole, then? You seem to have misunderstood my question.
Of course. Well, Naomi wants to change the world for the better in many ways. James' medical division wants to revolutionize medicine. Lavender Concepts wants to help inventors bring fictional concepts into reality. The Naomi Nursery Program wants to help improve the quality of life for those with learning disabilities or physical ones.
This is the goal of Naomi as a whole, to use these subdivisions, as you call them, to make the world better for people?
Yes, that, and other things.
Okay, what other things?
You know, things that steer others towards the greater good.
As in? Okay, moving on. So how do you feel about Flatcap's coverage of your series?
I think he's doing a great job keeping up. A lot of the less obvious concepts are being noticed by Flatcap and the others. I also think what he is doing is dangerous. Flatcap needs to stick to the program and stop questioning what Naomi is doing here. The focus is on the human capacity to feel empathy, and also on finding the killer before he kills the service units, or myself. Don't lose sight of the goal among the smaller, more background details.
Alright, my next question is, who is Frida to you?
Well, Frida is my cousin. Most refer to her as Glee, but those in the family call her by her middle name as a sort of nickname. She doesn't like when acquaintances call her Frida.
Is she a part of the Unlovable program?
Of course she is. She's a Type A. There are 3 classifications that serve different purposes. The first is D, like my sister. They are built to care for others unconditionally, but they can't feel love themselves. It is a selfless mother-like love. She could one day, when the process is reversed, of course. There's no need to worry about any of us. SoulCorp takes good care of the units. Now Type A's, like Frida, are designed to make everyone feel loved, and generally more positive. She literally cannot get upset or stop caring for people. It can be a bit off-putting, but it serves its purpose. The problem is that she can't elevate anyone over another, and will sometimes accidentally make people upset when she switches all of her affection to someone that she just met. Over, let's say, a partner. The last type is Y, like me. And I was already this type when I joined the program. I struggle to feel accepted among others for a variety of reasons, and feel compelled to put myself out there to imitate others, and hope that they will appreciate who I am. The thing about Type Ys is, we are also used to test the limits of human compassion, more so than the other 2 types. And things like my voice have often been tampered with to make it harder to like me, to see if the audience responds to it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Seems kind of cruel, to be honest.
No, not really. It seldom makes a difference. It's all for the greater good anyway.
Okay, well, what exactly is this greater good you keep talking about?
It is what it sounds like. A completion of the vision I described earlier.
Yeah, I still don't really understand what that vision is, really, but I don't feel like you're going to be delving into it anytime soon, so I guess we'll just go ahead and move on. Can you tell us anything about the hidden videos?
What about them?
What purpose do they serve, and why did Service Unit 532 hide gateways to them in the videos?
Well, the whole Hi-Fi Friends project is designed to record what Sue believes is important to help us find the killer before he or she kills us. The hidden videos were actually taken from entries in my personal diary. Sue stole it and ordered me to make some of the entries in the videos. The first one was of a nightmare I had. I'm not sure what it means exactly, but I'm sure someone smart can figure it out. So I didn't mind it being made. The second has to do with childhood trauma. Sue thought it would be a good idea to have that exposed, in case I was actually the killer. He knows I'm not, but it's always good to have insurance, right?
Yeah.
The third one is about the buzzing sound I used to hear all the time as a kid. It used to give me headaches.
Are you talking about tinnitus? Yeah, I've got that too. Always have. I actually used to think that was the sound of silence. I thought that was an actual sound, and that's why people said that.
Not exactly. This isn't constant. It happens on and off, usually on days Anyway, there are 2 more hidden videos and then 2 additional videos that were made for more insurance or whatever. Can I go now?
Yeah. Again, I appreciate you talking to me today, and I like your new voice, actually. I've noticed it's a little different.
No problem, and thanks. This isn't my completed voice yet. It's still healing.
Well, can't wait to hear what it sounds like when it's done. Could you send in Service Unit 532 when you leave?
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey, glad to have you back, and in person this time, face to face through the portal.
Glad to be back.
So, you all have officially reached the halfway point, right? I bet you feel accomplished.
Normally I would, but the fact that we aren't any closer to solving the murder case has me a bit worried. We had another death at the studio recently. Our coffee girl went missing, and when she turned up, she was missing her entire scalp.
Well, that sounds terrifying. Have you all tried increased security measures, I hope?
We have several men on patrol constantly, and cameras in every room. I honestly don't understand how we keep missing the killings when they happen. It's almost as if the killer is someone within the studio. Someone with access to the control room. Even I don't have access to all of the keys to the control room panels. That honor lies with the higher-ups.
Do you think it could be the higher-ups? Something funny?
Sorry. It's just such a stupid question. Why would the higher-ups sabotage their crowning jewel project like that? Are they trying to activate challenge mode?
Well, do you think the killer will be caught before the end of the series?
Calling it a series is such a weird thing to do. Did I put the clips I thought were important in order? Yeah. Am I recording things and laying out the important parts in order? Yeah. But is it a series? I really don't see it that way. This isn't exactly a show.
Okay, well then why did you call it that on the channel?
Stop calling me out. Okay, listen here. If, and that's a big if, but if we catch the killer and end this all peacefully, I would like to turn this whole fiasco into a legitimate TV series. I'm going to pitch all the public episodes and the hidden videos as a series to a couple studios I know. Don't you think this would make good TV?
I mean, I guess, but isn't that just a little bit disrespectful to those who lost their lives during this whole fiasco?
Nah, they do this all the time with shows like Dahmer and all that. It's fine.
Alright, well, this is making me uncomfortable, so let's go ahead and move on to the last question, and then we'll get 957 in here.
Pansy.
How do you feel about Floxcat and the others' coverage of your series, or your whatever it is?
They're doing a good job. I prefer some people's work more than others. I'm tired of everyone assuming I'm the killer for whatever reason. What motives would I have? If anything, Happy has more serious motives as to why he would want to do something like this. He blacks out sometimes, and has been known to get violent when he does so. Doesn't that sound a bit sus to you? I mean, I don't know how he could have killed some of them when he was at the studio when some of the killings around town happened and all that. I mean, I saw him myself. Maybe he has an accomplice? Could there be 2 smiley-faced killers? I don't know. I say they need to focus a bit more on everyone mentioned up to this point. Aside from that, they are doing fine. I hope they figure this all out soon. Or the police do. Or whatever.
Alright, well, you may go. Please tell 957 to switch out with you. Oh, hey, Service Unit 957. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Wow, this is legit. It's better than that crappy Soulcorp studio we were forced to work in, at least.
I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I have a few questions here. The first of which, why did you apply for the position you have now with Soulcorp? I heard you've been working at a pet store before that, for like 10 years. What made you decide to switch career paths like that?
Work there? No. I actually own the place. I have a manager running it now.
Oh, wow.
I have a few reasons for joining Soulcorp Advertisement Division. Let's just say I'll probably solve the smiley face stuff before any of these idiots do. I also plan on taking things over for 532, of course, to relieve him of duty. So he can go back to just doing one job and take a breather, you know. I'm just that considerate for the management units. As a work unit that worked my way up, I get the hustle. I respect Service Unit 532 tremendously.
A lot of uhs and ums in there.
Can we move this along, please?
Do you think you can solve this before anybody else, before Service Unit 532 or Happy or the police or those watching? You seem to at least think you have a lead on this.
They aren't looking in the right direction. If they were, this would have been over by now. It's been 6 months. Why is this still ongoing? It took them almost 4 months to find Tiffany's body. That's embarrassing. They are clearly not doing thorough investigative work. Any clue as to why Happy or 532 took so long to check her frickin' house for clues? That's not normal. Don't include that in the interview. I redact that statement. Let's sum it up with this. It's always been a hobby of mine to study murder and murderers. It's my dream to apply that knowledge to an actual case and solve a homicide myself. That's the main reason. But I also wanted to help out a fellow service unit, you know.
I don't know what all you're allowed to tell me about this, so if I'm going beyond the boundaries, please let me know. But did you create the critters yourself through selective breeding or something? I feel like you might be behind that part of it, if that makes sense.
There it is. Do you think I made them?
I mean, it's possible, I suppose. You clearly have high potential. You worked your way all the way up to owning the store at the pet store, so why not?
I'm flattered, but no, I did not. Our store was merely chosen as a breeding ground after their creation, because critters are delicate work and have precise methods to deal with them. Leave them too much food and space, and they will completely take over a place. Give them too little shelter or food, and they lose their minds and begin to cannibalize one another.
Okay, so let's say, could a critter possibly grow to the size of a human? Because I know they grow indefinitely, and possibly murder someone? Like, could they be the killer?
You think critters are the killers?
I mean, I wouldn't overlook it. A lot of people actually think that.
While critters can grow to over 4 feet tall, they don't show aggression towards humanoid-like species. So that's impossible. They will eat a carcass, but only after a person is dead. They are scavengers, exclusively. The blood bond is part of their protective measures. Once they taste a host's blood, they will protect said host with their lives. Again, once the blood stops flowing in the host, they will lose that bond, and will sometimes eat the host. If food is not easily accessible, they will fast for some time before this, however, in search of alternatives.
So these measures are bred in, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, well, with that in mind, could they be, let's say, unbred to go against that?
I mean, theoretically, but to do so would take dozens of generations. We're talking a decade or two of selective breeding. That's no light undertaking. They would have had to start at the beginning of the program.
Well, moving on. What do you think of Fluxcat's and the others' coverage of High Five Friends?
When it comes to the lore and functions of the Naomi Project itself, they are doing a fine job. When it comes to solving the murders, well, they have no idea what they're doing. That's okay though. I'm on this case now, and I don't plan on failing. I'll figure this out and get the appropriate measures in line. I'm not as careless as 532 or the others. I have a direct line to... Well, I have things in place, like I said.
Well, I would press you about who you have a direct line to, but you're not going to answer that, are you?
You catch on quick.
I just know your type.
I bet you do, Blanco.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed this interview, and I hope you learned a couple things about Happy and the Sues. This series is going to be coming back in the next few weeks, and I really look forward to the second half. If you want to see the show for yourself and check all that out, the link will be in the pinned comment and description, and I'll also have some of their socials in there as well. But until then, keep your eyes wide open and never stop reading. I'll see you all.